The Atlanta Falcons are 1-0, looking to go 2-0 on the young season. And we've been saying it all offseason. This team could surprise a lot of people. Not a lot of people are talking about them. So if you're new to our channel, that's exactly what this channel is all about. We cover teams that don't get the media love like they should nationally. And we're Detroit Lions fans, so we know all about that. But we've been talking about this Atlanta Falcons team and done videos over the summer and into training camp about the defensive line and being able to stop the run. And that for me was like, this team has a chance. This team can do something because of the fact that they can stop the run. So let's dive into that just a little bit more. And let me know in the comments your favorite thing from week one. Was it the run defense? Was it your ability to kind of get out, just defense in general? I mean, and I'll get into it. Let's just go. Let me know in the comments. All right. So here's what Calais Campbell had to say this during training camp. He said, we're going to look more like a hockey team with a rotation like hockey lines. In hockey, they're always changing in and out constantly. Everyone laughed, got a chuckle. The joke's on everyone else, though, because Campbell was telling the truth. So this week against the Green Bay Packers, they are going to stop the run. And I'm going to show you what historically works against LaFleur and what I think the Falcons will do. We'll get to that in just a second. But the Falcons defensive line doesn't sub in one here and there. They sub in and out more often than not. They're sending 4 bodies at a time. In week one, the groups were as followed, and it shows all the different groups that came in, went out. And by the way, Grady Jarrett is just an absolute stud. Doesn't get talked about enough, but he's your anchor man in there, and I absolutely love that. Sometimes it doesn't get so. In an ideal world, defensive coordinator Ryan Nielsen said that split is closer to 50-50. So it was like 60-30, 60-40 last time. He loves getting these guys in to stop the run. So if we go here's the formula to beat the Green Bay Packers. Nielsen's strategy will likely borrow from his former team, the New Orleans Saints, who thwarted LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers back 38-3 in the 2021 season opener. So this is what you do in football, right? You look back, what's worked? What have other teams done? Well, how about when Nielsen was with the New Orleans Saints and he was able to stop Aaron Rodgers? Play a lot of man coverage and pressure the quarterback with selective blitzing. That's against the pass, obviously, but you can do that because the Atlanta Falcons run defense is so good that they're going to be in a lot more passing situations. The Packers last week against the Bears were just staying ahead of the chains, and they were able to run and pass. You didn't know what was coming. The beauty of a great run defense like the Atlanta Falcons have is that they're going to put the Packers in more passing situations. And I totally agree with this. You play man coverage. The Detroit Lions did this to the Packers last year, even against Aaron Rodgers, where it's like, all right, man, beat us. Like, make a great throw. Your wide receivers have to beat us. And they struggled. And Aaron Rodgers would hold the ball, and he just, guys weren't open. Where if you play a zone or you try to do something crafty, Aaron Rodgers was too good for that. And I also think that because of the offense, because of how LaFleur is going to do this, I think it's going to be a challenge to just play a zone or whatever, even as you don't go against Aaron Rodgers, but going against Aaron Love or Jordan Love. The Saints coverage worked well to keep Devontae Adams contained back then. And New Orleans only blitzed Rodgers 3 times that game, but it proved to be effective and it helped generate an interception early in the second half. Overall, the Green Bay Packers struggled against the Saints that day as they had a passer rating of 5. Okay, yeah. So if you can stop the run, then you can play man in those passing situations, rush 4 or blitz. But you're not saying Jordan Love beat us. You're saying Green Bay Packer wide receivers get open. See if you can get open. And maybe they can, maybe they can't. But the Atlanta Falcons can do so many things because they can stop the run. So I think their strategy is, hey, we've got more fresh bodies and more defensive line depth than you realize, and we are going to use that to our advantage. So if you look at and this is what we talked about going into this season, Zach Harrison's coming in, Graham, Huggins, Malone, these guys are all coming in playing just as much. And then Grady Jarrett, we highlighted him this offseason, a guy that I was just talking about, doesn't get enough credit at all. Just a staple in this defense, a true pro at defensive tackle. So the Atlanta Falcons have an ability to stay in every single game because of this defensive line. Then, hey, hey, Bijan, need you. Drake London, make a play. Kyle Pitts, make a, Desmond, so offensively, make a play. We're going to keep you in the game. Teams aren't just going to be able to run the ball on us because we've seen that with the Detroit Lions. The Lions can run the ball. So it just opens everything else up. And teams are like, I don't know what to do. And when you can run the ball, it's so difficult. So I love how football, and this is what makes football so good and continues to have it just be around. As much as it's evolved, as much of it's changed and looks different than in the 70s, you have to run the ball and stop the run if you want to win in this league. And it's so cool because you can do all the other stuff. And I think that other stuff's important. You're throwing the ball, you're bubble screens and all kinds of stuff, right? That's all big part of the game now. And I get it, but you have to be able to stop the run. And so when you see what the Falcons do defensively week in and week out here, I think we're going to be pretty surprised at how well they do. So here's the thing about the Falcons, if you had to boil it all down, is that the players have to execute. And if they do, the Falcons can start 2023 with a 2-0 record after a home win against the Packers. This is a winnable game. So winnable. If you're the Falcons, you have to win this game. You go 2-0, and then you go to play the Detroit Lions after that. This is it's not a must-have, obviously, but it is, isn't it though? Like, doesn't this feel like this is a winnable division? We're going to go 2-0. Then we can go to the Lions, who are a good team. The Lions are a good team. Trust me. I'm the first to be like, I don't know if they are. They're good. And you're going to their place. The Lions are trying their heart out. The fans are, to establish a crazy home field advantage. You'll see that this week against Seattle. There's going to be blue ski masks on, and it's going to be nuts. It's going to be like weird. So it's like, I would love to go to Detroit being 2-0 versus 1-1. Huge difference, because you leave Detroit, now you're 1-2, maybe. Or you go up to Detroit, you're like, we're 2-0. Let's take a swing at these guys. I mean, we can stop the run. So we can stop the run against this really good Detroit Lions team. I'm getting ahead of myself. Go beat the Packers. Be 2-0 in a winnable division. You've really got the head start on the rest of the division, because the Panthers, the Buccaneers have a game that they feel like they should win. So it's very open for the Atlanta Falcons because of their run defense. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. I love the rotation. I love that they're able to stop the run. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see all of you on the next one.